Hi, today we're going to talk about the new bio-based heavy acrylic paint by Liquitex. So the regular um, Liquitex or any acrylic paint, the resin base is 100% petroleum derived from fossil fuel, so it's a non-renewable resource. With the new bio-based paint, 50% of those chemicals have been replaced with ingredients that are renewable, so biological ingredients such as corn, soy, sugar cane, algae, and other renewable resources. They're the same paint, they have the same uh, pigment base, so the same pigment numbers. They're light fast, they work the same as the regular Liquitex paint, except there are less chemicals in it, which I think is great. And all the packaging is recyclable, except for the plastic lids, and they're still working on that. And you can reuse the little pots to make your own paint. The only issue I had with it, and I didn't really save the top, there's, I guess, a plastic covering on it, I guess to keep the paint from leaking out in shipping, but I could not peel it off. I had to use a craft knife to cut it off, and then that could be because my hands don't work the best, but I'd like to see them replace this with something else as well. So right now we're going to swatch out the paint and compare it to the regular Liquitex paint, so you can see there's really very little difference in both paints. And I really like the fact that they're looking more towards replacing some of these chemicals with more environmentally friendly materials, and not just for the environment, but for people that have an intolerance to chemicals. This may make it a little bit easier for some artists who have over time had to stop using certain paints because of the chemicals in them. And it's a start. There's still a ways to go, but I like the fact that at least there's a start. So we're going to start off with this yellow medium azo. I bought the mixing set. Okay, so let's start swatching. So we're starting with yellow medium azo, and I'm going to take a little bit and put on my palette. And we'll start. Oh, before I do that, I should make some black marks. So that way we can you can judge the transparency. These are all transparent colors except for the white. So in this set I have yellow medium azo, phthalo blue green shade, Quinacridone Crimson, and white. So these are all colors that can be used, or mixing colors, I guess. Hopefully that dries. So this is the bio-based yellow. And we'll do some over. Hopefully this is dry. So you can see it's transparent. I'll cover it up. Sorry, I keep having technical glitches. So now we're going to compare it to the regular heavy body yellow. So as I said, they are exactly the same pigments. So need glasses. PY74. And they're rated 1 for light fastness, which is excellent. Yellow's fairly transparent. Well, it is a transparent color anyway. So we let that dry and see how transparent it is when it dries. So next we have the phthalo blue green shade. A little bit of that. I like the pots. I like the fact that I can reuse them when I'm finished. Swatch that out. It's a bit darker. I mean, a bit less transparent, I guess. But I think it will dry pretty transparent. And we'll do the regular heavy body. Probably a bit too much. Next is the Quinacridone Crimson. These have the same high pigment load as the Liquitex heavy body. I can't get the cover on. And you can see that they're pretty much the same paint. You can see on my palette that they're very similar. I like the quinacridones. They're very bright. They pop. And the titanium white. The thing I like about Liquitex paint is all their paints are easy to open, and when you have issues with your hands, or you're older, or you even younger people have issues with their hands, some of the paint tubes are horrendous to open. I like that Liquitex makes it easy. So the white. Sure. And I'm sure you can't see that on the camera, but you'll see it over the black mark there. Or maybe you won't. I'll hold it up to the camera when I get this. Gets it finished, and you can see something on there. And the regular white. Okay, so there's 40 different colors, and because they avoid using any pigment derived from animals. There is no ivory white, ivory black, sorry. And they also have 4 different mediums, the gloss and matte medium and a gloss and matte gel. Now, I don't have the gels. I did buy just the mixing set with the 4 colors. They're very expensive here in Canada. I think in the US, you can get them at Blick for around $38, $40 for a set like this. And there's 4 75 ml, which is 2.5 US fluid ounces. Here in Canada, I bought my set from above ground, and it was the cheapest place I could find in Canada for it. And I paid $63.99 for the 4. Everything is more expensive in Canada. They have the same shelf life as other paints. They're compatible with, you can mix them with other acrylics, so I could use whatever ones I have with this. And I did promise you I was going to move it up a bit so you can see. They are drying transparent as I expected. They mix well. Now I'm going to add a little bit more yellow in there, and we can do a little bit of mixing quickly. Okay, so we can mix some of the yellow in with a little touch of red. They mix very well. Ooh, we've got a nice orange. And we'll do the same with the heavy body so you can compare. So this is the heavy body. Oh, wrong one. It's this one here. I have a little too much red in there. It's a little bit darker because I used a little bit too much red, but they're pretty close. We can try some, oops, I can add a little bit more blue. You see the texture is it's just as thick as the Liquitex heavy body. Let's see if we can get this off of there. I'm reluctant to waste it because it is expensive. And I haven't really done a comparison price-wise between the two. I should have done that, I guess. But things fluctuate, and I couldn't find it on Amazon either in Canada or the US. I don't know if they have it now or that it's closer to Black Friday and more things get added. But yeah, before you buy it, just check the various places because, as I said, it is, as I'm recording this, tomorrow is the start of Black Friday. And there may be some deals on it somewhere, hopefully. And as time goes on, I'm sure it will get cheaper We're going to try some yellow. Oh, I love that green. So now we'll do the same with the Liquitex Heavy Body. I need a little bit more yellow. I'm not going to mix all the colors. That would be just too boring. Just give you a couple of ideas so you can compare. They behave the same as the regular Liquitex Heavy Body. I should have started off with the yellow, which I'm going to do, and add a little bit of blue at a time. I really like the green this makes. And I'm not a big fan of green paint, but I really like this one. I think that's pretty close. You can see the bio-based white is actually a little bit more opaque than the heavy body. Sometimes I don't quite get enough paint on the brush, maybe. Let's try this. I'll let that dry for a few minutes, and I'll mix some white, if I got stuff dried out, into our green to see how well that does. The paint is starting to dry out, so a little spray. Hands don't work anymore. Okay. And same with this one. Probably too much. It's a bit more minty. I put too much white in there, I think. But you get the idea. Yeah. I swatched this one out earlier and made several other different colors. The mixing set works great. If you start off with that, if you want to start switching over, this would be a great one to start off with. I think they have one other set. Can't remember what was in the other one, to be honest with you. But yeah, if you start with this one and then build from there, if you want to start switching over. Like I said, there's 40 other colors. Much more information on Liquitex website, which I'll leave the web address in the description below. And I hope you were as fascinated with this paint as I am, and I hope you can gradually change over if that's what you want to do. And thanks for watching.